It's the Dace Man Show, featuring Gibby, Frank Ward, Cheever, Tix, Sir Nicholas Andrew, Frank Klein, Chris Bompadre. This is Travis Goss welcoming you to the Dace-tacular basement in Daceford, New Jersey with your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace.
What's up, Dace-tacular Nation? Welcome to another edition of the Dace Man Show. I am your host, Chris, the Dace Man Dace, and joining me as always, Gibby. Yay! So we're at Season 8, Episode 2. I've lost track of what the actual number is. I know we're in the 300s. I'd have to go back and look.
Math's hard.
Yeah, I think we're like 326 or something like that. But we have an action-packed show for you tonight.
We're fighting.
We're fighting. What are we fighting about?
I don't know yet.
So how was your weekend?
Shitty. Horrible. The pits. Because, it started off the weekend Friday, my air conditioner just died.
Yeah.
And then that fucked over my entire weekend.
But you had a great idea. You said, hey, I want to go to the beach bar. And what did I do? I went to the beach bar for you.
Fucking prick. I was so Ashley's pissed too. I'm like, this is bullshit right now. And it happened literally, because I was home all day Friday. Well, I'm working all day Friday from home. And literally come 5 o'clock, it just stops working. I'm just like, is this for real right now? And then, of course, we had to put the kid down. And I'm like, well, he's never going to go to sleep here because he's in that, like, weird sock thingy. I don't know.
Sock thing?
I don't know. It's sleeper thing. I don't know. It's a big sock thing. I don't get
hammock?
it. No, you put him in it. It's weird. It's like his blanket, but it's not. It's
a sleeping bag?
Sort of.
Oh, that's interesting.
And you put him in that, and I'm like, well, he's never going to sleep with that on because it's going to be too hot out. And I'm like, how he dies, he's going to go to sleep in just a diaper. So we're screwed. And we can't put a fan in his room because he's deathly scared of fans. I don't know why.
Really?
Yes. I don't know why.
The humming, I guess, maybe?
I don't know. I think his problem is it takes him a while to get used to things, which is kind of weird. And if you try forcing something on him, you're fucked. Massively.
Huh.
But, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I, on the other hand, enjoyed a lovely Saturday at the beach.
Dick.
It was fantastic. The weather held up till about 3. The clouds rolled in. I bailed.
I'm out!
Cheever stayed. Kept getting Snapchats from him. That was fantastic. Just drunk Cheever. And, he also had the confidence to just, he had his, button-down shirt just open. And I'm like, dude.
I'm just a little confused on him, because...
As, his gender.
I assumed he stayed there.
Yeah.
I hope to God he stayed there.
Well, there was, 6 of them in a car. Because he was Snapchatting me as I was driving down.
Because I seen it. He was drinking pretty heavily.
Dude. And they brought a cooler, from what he was telling me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my weekend. Sunday we didn't do much. Sunday was pretty lazy. We Minecraft. So if you guys are big fans of Minecraft, the Neither update dropped last week. And we're on there almost every night now playing Minecraft.
Attempting to play Minecraft.
Yeah. So, obviously tonight is the show.
That's right.
Tomorrow is Jariot Games.
That's right.
And then we'll be back Thursday night.
We might have something built before you by then.
Yeah. Well, I won't be on Thursday.
All they saw from me last night was me in mining for literally 4 hours straight. Thanks, Frank. Oh, just build an underground passage to the friggin' desert. Oh, okay. Oh, what the hell was I thinking? Friggin' I had to go over 1,000 blocks on the X and 600 blocks on the Y. And then I turned the wrong way on the Y. And I came up in a forest. I'm like, God damn it.
Smooth.
So I had to go another 600 blocks the other way.
And I don't know if he did it last night, but if you were... whoa, okay. Go away. We want to thank Snow_Tiger249 for the follow. We appreciate it. If you're watching tonight, welcome back. If you're here for the Minecraft streams, they'll probably be back starting Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't. I gotta figure out a way of making it because I didn't know he subscribed until after the fact because it doesn't tell me. I
gotta come over and set up your thing.
I don't get it.
But I use Broadcaster.
That's what I have too. I want to switch over to the Gamecaster because the Gamecaster I can tell when things are happening because it overlays on the screen. My problem is when I'm in Broadcaster, nothing overlays. So I have to have. Last night I was using my phone, but most of the time I have my laptop open so that I'm in the chat. Oh. But it's still I can't.
We'll have to look at that. That's a conversation for after the show.
I don't fucking get it. It don't make fucking sense.
News for you, both gaming and pop culture, and our first story tonight that we will be talking about.
I can start it out.
Go ahead.
Star Wars. Have you heard the news that's been happening since last Tuesday?
I wonder if this is the thing Eric sent me. But go on.
They're retconning.
Yeah, so that's true?
It's not. It is a rumor, but it is very high up there.
How do you retcon it?
All right, so
you just remove the episode.
That broke, I think, last Wednesday or Thursday, and then today, she's basically out, baby.
Kathleen Kennedy is gone.
So apparently, the last meeting that they had, where they're trying to discuss the future of Star Wars, she was not there. And the rumors have it, again, speculation here, rumors everywhere, is that she's not going to renew her contract and that she's going to make a female-centric publishing company. So once her contract expires, she's basically leaving.
Which will be next year.
I was going to say, it's probably like a year or something. So apparently, she went to her peeps or whatever, or had her right-hand man or woman go to her peeps and be like, if you want to come with her, you basically got to make a decision. It's not, there's no rush, basically, but there's a chance that you can go with her. And basically, people are wondering whether or not people are actually thinking George Lucas might step back in.
I was going to say Dave Filoni.
The rumor is George Lucas, but that just might be people being extremely
so if they don't go with George, Dave.
Maybe.
Dave did the Clone Wars cartoons, the Rebels cartoons, and has been involved with Mandalorian. Mm-hmm. He had one misfire, which was Resistance, but he was dealing with content made by Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah. But if you can't get George, Dave is the next guy. I implore you.
And then how they're going to retcon. All right, so here it is.
I'm curious. I couldn't read the article. It was sent to me. It's a Facebook link. I don't have Facebook. I can't get to it anymore.
So, basically, it's the whole premise, because you don't know how the Emperor survived, right?
Yeah. It's through the forced transition through clones or some shit like that was the...
Well, sort of, not really.
There's a book.
But this is basically what they're going to say that the retcon is here. So basically, granted, you have to watch the cartoons. So if you didn't watch the cartoons, you're in a little bit of trouble here.
Just Clone Wars and Rebels, right? I feel like Resistance is
not Resistance. Yeah, that one's not required. So in Rebels, the kid, I forgot his name.
Ezra Miller.
Ezra goes into that.
It's Ezra Bridger.
Whatever.
Ezra Miller is an actor.
Yeah. Ezra goes into the Phase World or something. So it was the one where he had to line up the hands on the mystical 3 characters that you've seen in the Clone Wars, and then he went into the realm of whatever the fuck it was. I already forgot the hell the name of it was. I'm pretty bad at this. Sorry, guys. But he goes in there, and then he pulls Ahsoka from the Darth Vader fight.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a time traveling type thing where she's in the middle of the fight, and then she pulled Ahsoka out of that.
Pulled Ahsoka out, and that's basically how they're saying that she basically survived her battle with Darth Vader, whatever.
But that doesn't... I haven't watched Rebels in a while. Doesn't Ezra disappear?
Or then he goes out. He gets to go back through his portal or whatever, and then, yeah, whatever. But yeah, then he supposedly, at the very end of it, how it ends is he goes off with a big whale or some shit. I have no idea.
I thought it was Kanan's spirit animal.
No, he was some fucking whale thingy, space thingy.
Sounds very Star Trek.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. They show up a couple times in their thing. They're at a mining thing, and the big whales. I guess they show back up again.
And in Star Trek 4.
Yeah, and 4, exactly. But anyway, so, understanding that principle. All right, so apparently, the Emperor, right, So he had those mirrors. So you saw the mirrors in the very when she goes on to Death Star. I forget which one that was.
9.
It was 9. So when she goes on to 9, she goes in there and you see all the broken glass, etc., all around, right? And then she looks into the mirror, and that's when you see her evil side, basically, right? So that's basically the twisted version of, I guess, that, or his way of getting into that, meaning the Emperor.
Is there a multiverse? Is that where we're going?
That's
with
exactly
this?
where it's going. So that's exactly where it's
Doctor
going.
Strange will appear in the retcon.
So basically what they're saying is that was his way of getting into there, and basically because he can constantly go in and out of there, that was his way of hiding himself from the Jedi Council. And that's why it was he's basically using that to shroud the dark side for the entire prequels, basically.
Okay.
Right?
Just real quick, fan theory? Is this what this all is?
This is apparently some guy, I was watching it today again for like the second time. So this is apparently being leaked from Lucasfilms, but no one wants to confirm it because they don't want to put names and names, basically. So I mean, I understand what's happening here.
That makes sense.
So basically, what they're saying is when the Emperor got thrown off the Death Star,
not off of it, but down
the tube or whatever, right? He apparently had to use the crazy amount of force, basically, to force himself into that realm. And that's why he got so fucked up and he's so mutilated.
Okay.
Because he had to expel so much of his force in order to actually save himself. And then, by doing that, he was able to... Apparently, there's 2 sets of the mirrors. One on the Death Star and one on Exegol.
Okay. That makes sense.
So then, he basically, once he went in, he was able to come back out at Exegol. That's where his base or whatever was. And I guess that's where he got help, etc. And that's probably...
Sith planet.
Yeah, and I guess that's when they started doing the whole cloning or whatever, is my understanding.
So is Snoke still considered a clone? Failed with the clone attempt?
Oh, well, I have no idea.
Okay. So this was just all focused on Palpatine.
This is just Palpatine. Okay. So basically, they're saying that that's how he survives. That's why he's so dismembered. So basically what they're saying is they're going to have somebody, I guess, in the Veil and kill him before he can exit back out. Therefore, the last 3 didn't happen.
So they're going to make a movie in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens to cancel out the 3?
Or it could just be the first opening sections. What's called? I mean, in theory, the only thing that makes sense to me is if what's her name? Ahsoka does it, because Ahsoka's been in there. Ahsoka knows about it.
Yeah. Or Ezra.
Yeah, one of them. I mean, they know about it. They know how to get into it. They know of a way, basically, because they both did it. Well, so, Ezra does. I don't know about Ahsoka.
With the casting announcement that Ahsoka is going to be in Mandalorian Season 2.
That was the other thing that I thought was quite interesting.
And at that point, you have Dave Filoni with the hands on the wheel. So it's a potential that we get explored in Mandalorian 2. Does that mean Baby Yoda could be a Baby Yoda?
It legit? Could be. I mean, I'm just saying. It's interesting at how they're saying
Yoda's 50. Or Baby Yoda's 50 at that
Correct.
point. Mm-hmm. So that he would have been alive while Yoda was still alive.
He would have been alive, yeah.
Because the events of the Mandalorian take
place
so
the whole thing, like, Rey can still exist.
Yeah.
Because Palpatine obviously has a kid or whatever, so the kid's still alive, so... But Rey's entire future would be completely different at that point. I mean, there's just a lot of shit that could go on here. I'm just saying, it's kind of crazy.
So do you think they're going to retcon it with a movie, or they're going to retcon it through the Mandalorian series? Or potentially...
I would think, me personally, I would think they would have to do it through a series or something.
It makes sense.
Because in my mind, basically, you would have to go into where they're currently at, have some way of them figuring out that that's how the Emperor did it, and then fix it.
Okay.
And then it launches the whole new one.
That seems like a fucking stretch, though. I mean, it's a hell of a stretch, and I like it. It's very interesting, and it would appease the fanboys who have been extremely pissed off at this trilogy.
I'm just saying, it's insanity, and they're piecing it together, and there's shit that's like...
It could.
It could happen. It makes no sense, but it could fucking happen. And it's all stuff that's already been laid out.
So, okay, let's say they do that. Then how do you go down the path of a new trilogy without Leia.
See, that's the problem here. The only issue you're gonna have is the only one you lost was Leia.
As of right now.
Yeah, as of
I'm
right
not
now.
being mean, but Harrison Ford's up there, so is Mark Hamill. I don't expect them to pass
Hamill's,
away anytime soon.
I think Hamill's got some time on him.
Harrison Ford's like 78.
Harrison Ford is the one I'd be worried about.
Yeah.
But then again, what's her name was not that old either when she passed away.
Exactly.
So I actually was kind of under the assumption that I was thinking that her daughter would step in for her, and then she'd play
That role?
that role.
They completely underutilized her in that entire trilogy. Like, how do you get Carrie Fisher's daughter in there, who's actually a name herself? Mm-hmm. Billie Lourd, I think's her name.
Yeah.
And not use her in a bigger capacity, except for like a few cameo lines here and there.
Again, I think that they could really utilize her. They can make her look older to actually fake it being. You can have Mark Hamill be back in it, and I don't know if Harrison Ford will do it again, though. But it'd be amazing if they could.
It's weird, because if you ever watch a Harrison Ford interview about Star Wars, he was like, I kept telling him to try to kill me off. And then when they did, he's like, well, sometimes you just give your entire life to something, and then they kill you off. It's like, you wanted it! You've wanted it! And they did it, and now you're bitter.
Well, again,
He did come back for the cameo, though.
it could all retcon,
Han could be dead at that point.
and he could come back, yeah. And then, I mean, at that point, literally, you have... It's all brand new from episode 6.
Yeah.
Everything. Because you got rid of the Emperor, and there should be no dark side.
Then what's the point of continuing?
I don't know, but it makes it way better than what the fuck they just did.
Unless Rey becomes the bad guy.
It could. I mean, technically, she would be a youngling at the Jedi Order. Well, there's no Jedi Order.
It depends.
Yeah, I mean, but technically now, like, if they don't want to fuck it up,
Well, if you think
Luke
about it,
can actually create a Jedi Order instead of
Yeah.
trying to kill his fucking nephew.
yeah, because in theory, the nephew wouldn't have been swayed to the dark side by Snoke, who is in fact created by Palpatine.
Yeah. Like,
I wonder if they're going to get into the Dark Horse shit, the stuff that you see in like the extended universe that's not canon anymore.
I don't know. I have a feeling that they're going to go, because George apparently gave them basically a script for, or at least not a script, but like an outline for what he thought the next 3 episodes would be.
Yeah.
So my thinking is they probably are going to go and lean pretty heavily towards that.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I always thought there was an interesting story, like Chewie. Chewie didn't survive in the extended universe. Han watched Chewie die on Kashyyyk as like the planet exploded or some bullshit. Mm-hmm. So like there's some stuff from the extended universe I've always enjoyed.
yeah.
Luke having a wife, Mara Jade. Just essentially starting his own version of the Jedi Order that didn't outlaw passion.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, it could happen. I don't, like I said, this is all rumor.
Mm-hmm.
But
Do
people...
you think they recast the actors? Let's say they want to go the route of Palpatine no longer, but they want to pick right up maybe 5 years after Return of the Jedi, not 30. Do you recast Han Solo? Do you recast Mark Hamill?
I think they can't.
Well, I mean, you see the backlash over Solo.
Well, no, that's not really why I'm saying that, because I'm saying if you're going to redo it in order to get the fan base behind it, you would almost need to keep the original. Sort of like how they did with Episode 7. That's the reason why Episode 7 did so well, because it's the first time them all being back.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you do the same exact thing and then promise you're not going to fuck it up, you're probably going to get a lot of people to come in.
What are the retcons of trilogy in the middle?
See, me, personally, I would like them to be in the first one, but then get rid of them. But you have to keep it a Skywalker thing, so it's got to be... So Luke's got to have a kid, basically.
Right back.
You know what I mean? Like, so he has to have a daughter or son, or... I don't give a shit how you do it, but it's got to... In my mind, the whole thing is a Skywalker tale.
No, you're right.
So I don't see how you... It's either that, or you have to keep Luke in it the entire time. I don't mind Luke being in it in like
Force Ghost? Ben Kenobi?
Well, I can see that in like the
capacity.
later ones, but like the first one he could be in it a lot. Well,
Okay.
see, I would almost... I don't know. It's so hard to say.
What if they retconned it with a Clone Wars style cartoon between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens? To kind of, you know how Clone Wars filled in the holes of Clone Wars and Attack of Clones and Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
Something like that.
I mean, I'm down with that. I would like... That's what I thought fucking Rebels was gonna... Or not Rebels. Resistance going to be
No, it
until
picks
it
up.
was fucking 1 week before the fucking
A month before the events of Force Awakens,
So-
and then nothing to do with it.
yeah.
I fell off. I actually didn't finish that. It's the first Star Wars thing I never finished.
I did. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Not even. It wasn't even like I kind of saw what they were trying to do, but the problem was is that he just didn't have the. I don't know why they. I don't know. I think the problem was they didn't have any details in between. Was the problem? Nothing was laid out,
Well,
so
that-
he was just kind of having to create his own story, and then he would just piece in a couple things from the movie when
That
the
and
movie decisions were made.
he wasn't. There was a level of expectation. You and I, as huge Star Wars fans, wanted the 30-year gap.
Yeah.
We want that. We don't want to read books that follow Wedge Antilles to get the gaps. Or play
Well,
Battlefront 2.
honestly, even if they did do it 1 week prior,
Mm-hmm.
and then went from like exact colors, but at least show us something like that. What there was nothing to do with the movies was the problem. There was so little; it was ridiculous. I
They-
mean, literally fucking ridiculous.
They replayed the Huck speech during the Force Awakens, before they
Yeah.
blew up the New Republic.
And then you went and you saw the fucking the aftermath of the battle for like half an episode, which were already only 20-minute episodes anyway.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking nothing.
And then you still have the gap between Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, where all of a sudden Rey has hit her peak training, and they're hiding on some jungle planet.
I don't know. She's her P training. She was fucking good in the fucking 8th one. Like she couldn't be fucking beast. Like
Well, I think at the same time, so this is where it irritates me with the series. Obviously, Rey is on a similar path that Anakin was on, but instead of going down the dark side, she went light.
yeah. So she's the chosen one.
Yeah, in theory.
Yeah, that she's literally
Yeah.
the chosen one.
But it's just, again, it's such a fragmented trilogy because you have Ryan's vision in the middle of it when it should have been JJ from start to finish, or at least a producer, which Kathleen Kennedy should have been, who
Yeah.
said, Kevin Feige style, this is where we're starting, this is where we're ending. You are just
Fill in
captains
between.
of that.
Yeah.
You're the Uber driver on that car.
Fill
okay?
fill in between.
Yeah. Like, you need to have... They didn't have it. They just said, we're going to bring Star Wars back. And they
Yeah.
shot from the hip, and then this is why we have this chaos we're dealing with now. But that's very interesting if they're really going to try and retcon all that. And if it's not George, again, Dave. For the love of God, please pick Dave.
Yeah. Because apparently they went in, they had a big meeting with her, Disney execs, obviously, with Kathleen, and they basically said, like, look, ever since you took over, this is what it was at prior, and this is where it is after. I mean, you basically trashed it.
Yeah.
And then that's when it sounds like they pretty much, she made that decision to create her own studio, or going to create her own, again, rumor, go to create her own female-centric studio.
Like movie studio or like publishing company? Because you did say publishing company.
I guess it's sort of like whatever the hell she, like what she is now, but
Okay,
just
so
a
they're gonna make
competitor.
That's probably a competitor to... Okay. Good luck. Good luck.
They're all competitors at this point, but like she's probably going to go down that path. It wouldn't even surprise me because it's clearly going to
So-
be more based upon her.
During our hiatus, they announced several projects that are coming out down the Star Wars pipeline. Taika Waititi, the guy who did Thor Ragnarok, and What We Do in the Shadows, he's got a Star Wars movie coming out. They gave him one.
Yeah, well, when was his? I already
They
forgot.
haven't told you what
Oh,
it
they
is.
didn't tell you.
just
Okay. Yeah.
And they also gave Kevin Feige a film.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the Marvel
I know.
executive producer gets-
They extended Mandalorian again.
Yep.
So should hopefully be coming out in the next couple months.
It says that's still on time to release for the fall,
Yeah.
which I'm shocked. But I guess at the same time, if you're working pretty much on green screen backgrounds and shit like that, it's probably not as difficult.
Well,
to film.
from what it sounded like a lot of the filming was already done.
Okay, that's good then.
So they just were basically doing all the green screen shit. And if they had to do any reshoots, I mean, I guess it's probably not hard to do a simple reshoot as long as it's not any of the crazy scenes where there's a ton of people.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Which is it's a post-Empire world.
Yeah.
So a lot of the scenes still look desolate, more or less.
I mean,
Especially in the bounty hunter world.
I was gonna say, even if you look at most of the stuff they had, it was almost. I mean, a lot of it was only a handful of people on the screen at any given moment.
The most is the scene where the stormtroopers stormed the bounty hunter base. when Moff
Yeah.
Gideon showed up at the end.
And even that you can fucking do all singles and just put them all in fucking green screen.
Yeah, Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Or Attack of the Clones. I keep calling it Clone Wars. But Attack of the Clones did that. They copied the one guy once and multiplied him like a million times. The other thing is, out of that Star Wars, or at least Disney Plus universe, apparently Winter Soldier and the Falcon are still on time. And that's supposed to release in August, September.
Again, a lot of these things are gonna probably have already been shot. They're just in post-production.
Okay.
So the question is how much post-production they have to do. Like if they have to do reshoots, it may delay.
Yeah.
The Mandalorian, I bet you just immediately once, first 2 episodes in, we're probably, all right, start shooting the next one. You're clearly greenlit already.
Yeah. So as soon as the trailer was revealed.
Yeah, you're greenlit.
But the other Disney Plus news, I think, while we're still on the Disney Plus topic, this month, July, which starts tomorrow, you can find X-Men Days of Future Past, X-Men Apocalypse will be coming to the streaming service, as well as, the original Fantastic Four from 2005. That'll be at the end of the month.
Woohoo!
And there was another thing, but I guess obviously it's not that important to me that
Clearly.
I didn't care. But there's new content coming. So they're integrating the Fox Marvel universe, the X-Men and stuff like that. I doubt you'll get Logan and Deadpool, obvious reasons. It's rated R, and Disney Plus is not going that way.
Maybe. They can put a whole nother, how they have them subsets at the top? They can technically put a whole subset for that.
And then block it.
Yeah, and then put some kind of
control.
child protection thing on there or something.
It'd be interesting, because, we watched the Deadpool movies again today, and it's like, yeah, there's no way. Deadpool 2 at least.
Two was pretty bad, yeah.
Colossus, he's going to melt him down into a cock ring. I don't think that's Disney Plus approved.
Yeah, we'll see. It sounds like they still want to do another Deadpool, so...
I'm hoping like hell he shows up in Spider-Man 3. The shit's just funny.
Yeah.
Watching back Deadpool 2 today, the amount of Avenger references he makes in that, like where he keeps calling Cable, oh God, we're just tired of the Winter Soldier arm. Why does everybody have a metal arm these days? And then when he they put the power dampening bracelet on his neck, and he goes, God, all I have is cancer. Give me a fucking bow and arrow, and I'm basically Hawkeye. So it's like, yeah. Calls Dopinder Brown Panther.
That's right.
But that was the Disney Plus news. Other news, if we're going to keep with the streaming services.
HBO! You got, what's called? South Park.
Yes. So HBO Max will not offer 5 banned South Park episodes, and all the episodes that are banned, they're the ones where they reference Muhammad. So they won't be available on their streaming services. It also should be noted that Disney's Scrubs, one of my all-time favorite shows, they pulled 3 blackface episodes from Hulu. And if you listen to...
what's called? Didn't 30 Rock do the same thing?
Yep, with 5 episodes. If you listen to the podcast with Zach Braff and Donald Faison, they did a special episode with the creator Bill Lawrence. And apparently Bill called Disney and said, you need to pull these. Nobody actually forced him to pull the episodes.
Yeah.
So there wasn't an uprising. Bill just pretty much said, I felt like shit, and I took him down. So the one episode that they pulled down, JD and Turk show up to a frat house. JD in blackface, Turk in whiteface. Turk goes, "Dumb man, it's going to be cool." And it's an all-black fraternity. And then Turk goes, "Oh, hey, Aisha, what's up?" And walks off screen, and the black guys open the door, and there's JD in blackface, and they just beat the shit out of him. And that was the joke.
Yeah.
The other 2 fantasies was JD fantasizing that he was Turk. So when he went to the fantasy, he was in blackface. And the other one was he was fantasizing that Elliot was Turk, because he's so in love with Turk, and I thought it'd be really cool if Elliot was Turk. Like, hey, dude, you want to play with my boobies? He's like, okay. So those were the 3 episodes they pulled down from Scrubs. And from what Bill was saying, it's not that they're not going to go back up. We're just in a pandemic, and he doesn't have access to an editing studio to take those fantasies out.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah. If it's small, I guess you can take it out, but if it's like overwhelming...
I think it's going to be a weird cut where he goes like this, flashes to the fantasy, and comes back and then still makes the joke. And it's going to be like, if you're a true fan, you remember what the fantasy was.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're going to miss out. Unless you have the DVDs.
Yeah.
Which the DVDs also, you have to buy them. They have the original scores. So, but when they made this is me just dropping Scrub nerd knowledge on your ass.
Right.
When they made the show, they didn't think streaming wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no way to license music for streaming platforms if they didn't know.
Okay.
So when they pushed the shit to streaming platforms, artists went, no, and they had to pull the music out in certain episodes and put new music in. Because of the streaming rights and bullshit like that.
That's weird. I would have thought that they would have the rights just for that episode. I don't know why it would be different if it was streaming. But who the fuck knows anymore? Who the hell knows?
So they had to go back through certain episodes, because I like watching the show as much as I did. Mm-hmm. Watching it on, like, I think even on the reruns, if they show up on cable the same way. But watching them on Hulu, it's like, that's not the song that's supposed to be there. Yeah. I know, because I have the original song on my playlist. It's how I get music.
That's right. Clearly.
But yeah, they removed 3 episodes because of blackface on Bill Lawrence's call, and Tina Fey made the call to pull the ones from 30 Rock, which was... The only one that comes to my mind out of the 5 was when Jane Krasinski's character and Tracy Morgan's character swapped roles. So Tracy Morgan was a white woman, Jane Krasinski was a black man.
They're probably going to get in trouble for what, Tropic Thunder?
I watched that the other day. But again, the whole joke behind that is the fact that he's doing
I know, but it's just like, that's the problem, man. People, I get it, but it's just like, I don't know what to say. I mean, I get it. It's just,
it's unfortunate.
It's a joke. I mean, it's the same thing with like Fallon and all. Like, they're all getting
Fallon
like,
and
it's
Kimmel.
all fucking. I mean, they're doing it, and what they were doing was racist. I mean, well, I guess it's, I don't know. If they're doing it in a joke manner like that, I don't know if I would consider it racist, I guess is my problem. But I can see why some people would consider it racist.
It's hard from our perspective to call it racist or not.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, I don't really know how to answer it. Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah.
The sad thing is we can't. Being who we are, we can't answer that question. But I know as of right now, Robert Downey Jr. hasn't apologized for it.
Yeah.
And at least from that whole perspective of that movie, because you have, what's his name? The booty juice guy in the movie. The rapper who's also in the movie, but has a whole fucking problem the entire movie, that they gave the only black role of importance to an Australian actor, and he calls him on it all the fucking time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only reason, that, at least from my perspective, it'd be okay, but my perspective doesn't matter in that whole instance.
Dun, dun, dun.
I think the whole movie is a farce on Hollywood in general.
Yeah.
And actors who legitimately think it's okay to do blackface.
But it's it has the same consequences with freaking the comedies we're talking about. Yeah. Like, it's literally the same sort of...
I took the first example I gave you on Scrubs. It was them making fun of the fact that you shouldn't do that. And these are the consequences when you do. JD got his ass beat and thrown out a second-story window. But, again, it's obviously changing with the culture, and we are not in a position to say what should stay and what should go. Other news, before we go down a very deep political rabbit hole that we, again, being 2 white males, have no room to comment on. Harry Potter. Apparently, they're going to have an RPG in 2021.
Yeah. That seems, so it's what, 8 classes. I don't know
Years,
what you mean? Classes. No, apparently there's 8 different classes of wizards you can be. I don't know what the hell that means.
There's 4. You're one of the 4 houses. That's all that matters to me. What kind of 8 classes of wizards are you going to be?
I don't know. I honestly, God, I don't know enough about it. My thinking is it probably is...
Healer?
Well,
the only one that comes to mind.
I'm thinking like you have like the different classes. Like you could be a dark arts wizard. You could be a potions wizard. You could be
animal control.
Yeah. I'm just trying. I don't know enough about Harry Potter to actually make sense.
D&D.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
What kind of classes? Mystical creatures, one of them.
Yeah. I mean.
Well, how do you feel? Because I feel like this is the first time since the weird Pokemon Go version of Harry Potter we've actually gotten a game.
Yeah. So to me.
It's left me speechless.
Well, it doesn't really like interest me that much, but I'm not really a big Harry Potter fan.
Neither am I.
And I feel like the big Harry Potter fans aren't people who play video games. Like, Ashley might be interested, but I don't know if she's gonna play something like that. Because that's an RPG is a little bit more intense into the whole. I mean, unless they really dumb it down, but then. Like the whole wizard thing that they have on the phone and stuff, like that makes more sense to me for
swiping your finger in different
yeah,
directions,
it's way more casual, blah blah blah. But if you go down an RPG thing, like it's, I mean, unless it's literally like Grand Theft Auto. If it's more like Grand Theft Auto, where it's literally an open world where you can just literally wander around Hogwarts,
I prefer. There being hookers and you steal cars.
Well, you can.
But I see what you're saying. Open world setting where you interact with different classes. You take different. Yeah.
Where it's not like a traditional RPG where but it's more like you can just go around and do whatever the fuck you want basically and explore Hogwarts. Then it would make more sense to me. But I'm not really getting a great sense out of what the hell they're trying to do here. Is the problem? Nor how it's going to. Because in my mind, in order for you to get to people who actually watch it, it has to be a little bit more
easy,
casual, basically.
Like a Sims version of Harry Potter.
Sorta, yeah. Exactly.
You're just relating everything to your wife. What would Ashley like?
Yeah,
if she
exactly.
Harry Potter?
Exactly. It's like, but you're not gonna put them into like a traditional RPG, like Zelda or something. Like they're gonna fucking cry.
Yeah.
You're gonna make them cry. They're not.
Even I was turned off from Zelda when they went the Breath of the Wild route.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little. It's way more. It really depends on how they want to handle it.
It's a good point. I just thought it was interesting that this is like one of our first console Harry Potter games in a long fucking time.
Again, it could be good. I mean, really depends on what path they're going down, and I just don't know. If they make it really, really like a traditional RPG, I don't think it's going to do well. I mean, it might get a lot of sales or whatever, but I don't think people are going to play it. Just because the people you're trying to reach aren't going to be traditional hardcore gamers.
I also feel like they're going to have to go for an aspect of longevity with the game because you don't get too many Harry Potter games. So you're going to want this thing to last. So you might be right about the open world.
Yeah. And in my mind...
if you made it in seasons. Season 1 is year 1, Season 2 is year 2, like things like that.
Well, you could do that, or I was thinking more as like, you buy the game and it's really Hogwarts, right? And then you have expansion packs to unlock different areas.
Yeah, different classes, things like that.
Yeah, well, I'm not even talking about that. Like, you just get the F out of Hogwarts.
Oh, so
like,
do the Diagon Alley or go out to the Ministry of Magic.
Exactly, Mystery Magic. And then you can literally dive into the mystical beast thing or whatever the fuck it is. Like, there's a lot of stuff in there, like... You could even go and say, even though there's nothing you can keen off of in the movies, per se, but you can go to other schools.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's other schools, because they have the World
Cup.
The
World Cup thing, yeah. And then you can literally build the whole World Cup stage somewhere. I mean, it's...
endless opportunity.
There's a lot of... Yeah. And then you can build the Quidditch fucking Grandmaster thingy that they went to. And then the people came and raided it, but whatever. Like, you can actually play Quidditch in theory. Like, they can actually make a mini sports game inside.
I think you're making a pitch to run a game company.
But
you hear this, Warner Brothers Games? This is your man. This is your idea, man.
But like I said, it's got to be a little bit more. I want to say noob friendly, basically. Like,
it makes sense.
You're not going to be able to get a hardcore.
Grab the casual gamers in.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a definitely different. Your crowd of people you're targeting is completely different.
In other news,
can we go to the Pokemon one next?
Yeah, I want to go to Pokemon Unite because apparently everybody had an expectation of what it should have been, and then it wasn't.
So. And this is the same exact... This is literally the same thing with Harry Potter. You're going down a game path. Did you watch any of the trailers? Did you watch anything?
I don't know what Pokemon Unite is.
Oh my god!
Is the backlash from the internet that it wasn't a Let's Go Johto edition or a remake. So
you go from Pokemon Go, Pokemon Snap, Sword and Shield into a MOBA. Literally the fucking top tier of fucking competitive gaming.
Oh, it's the League of Legends thing, right?
Yeah, yes, Tencent is helping fund this, who owns a majority share of Riot Games, which makes League of Legends.
I did see the trailer for this.
I watched it and I'm like, are they fucking stupid? Do they not know their market? This will never work in a million years. Never work in a million years. This is already a flop. It's already a flop.
They clearly did not know their demographic of gamers.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing with the Harry Potter thing. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. Like, no! This ain't going to work.
You're right. He is speechless. For those of you listening to the audio recast, he is speechless.
I don't know how you can fuck that up. Like, who the fuck is your marketing people? How do you not realize who your demographic is? It's not me. I'll give you a hint. It's not me.
Yeah.
I'm not playing Pokemon.
It's people who don't play League of Legends.
But
or
like
Dota.
But that game is a game that I would play, but not that. No.
When you have an option like League of Legends, it's not going to lure someone like you into the Pokemon version. Unless if the idea, at least on, was it Tencent you said it was?
Tencent, yeah.
Their idea is to lure Pokemon fans in to go, oh, this is fun. Well, if you like that, you should try League of Legends. That's the only thing I can think of. Why not try?
Well, I'm just going to throw it down here right now. So your problem is the Pokemon people aren't going to want to play it because it's not Pokemon. Let's be realistic. This is not a Pokemon game.
You're going to catch few people.
People who like me who play Dota, League of Legends stuff aren't going to go to it because you're going to charge me to play it.
I do.
Alright? Dota, League of Legends are free. And you pay for skins. You can't skin a fucking Pokemon.
Well,
what are you gonna do? Make them fucking blue? Make them orange?
Well, maybe it's a class. So there's the water class. So their skins are different water Pokemon, but they still do the same water things. I am stretching because I don't even know League of Legends.
It's not. You're gonna. It's so fucking. Like I was looking at it and watching it, and I'm just going in my head, what the fuck are they thinking? Like, this makes no sense whatsoever. Like, did you not pull any? Like, I was just so confused watching it. I'm just like, that looks really fun. I'd play that, but I'm not gonna play that because there's way better options. And then the people who play Pokemon will, like, I would love to watch Trish try and play that game. She would get so frustrated so fucking fast. It'll be hilarious. That is a fucking competitive game. Pokemon people don't play competitively.
Well, not in that aspect. If you do, it's usually the card game.
Yeah, but you're not playing competitive.
Not that style. That style. There are competitive ways to play Pokemon, both the card game and the battling. Like, build your party up and battle somebody that way. But it's a turn-based battling, not the MOBA battling.
That ends, if you actually watch it, it has way more synergies with Blizzard's Blizzard. Fuck.
Something of Heroes. Storm of Heroes of Storm.
Yeah, Heroes of the Storm. A lot of fucking things.
I fucking knew a Blizzard thing.
There's no items in it. You get to choose once you get to a certain level, you get to choose your attack or whatever, so you can so not everyone says the same thing.
That was my first Jizzard of the season.
I know.
It's been a while. I haven't gotten to do Jizzard in a while.
Like, it's way more in line with that, and that failed miserably, and Blizzard put a shit ton of money into that game to try and make it succeed.
Jizzard.
Like, it's not gonna...
Jizzard.
Other news. Donald Trump got his Twitch channel suspended.
Oh, God, yeah. So, there's a ton of people who got their Twitch channel suspended.
Jizzard.
Dr. Disrespect.
I didn't know
literally,
I saw that story.
Literally just signed with Twitch. Not even 24 hours later, they banned him.
For what?
It's remarkably quiet as into why, but basically all the people that got banned were because they were being misogynistic and saying that they're taking advantage of their female viewers, basically.
Well, we've had a good run here on the Dace Man Show. We'll see you maybe on Mixer. Oh, that's gone. We're fucked. We'll be on YouTube. They let anybody on YouTube.
So that's what that bid. All those bans that just went down, like literally at the beginning of this week, were because they were saying that those people were taking basically using their popularity to have sex with their female viewers. Is basically what was going on.
You can do that?
Yeah, I know, right?
Hello, my female viewers. My name is Chris Dace.
But
I have a show. We're not very popular. If you're looking at this corner, there's only 3 viewers. Well, there was 4. Now there's 3. So obviously one of you I'm going to hope was a male, and I excluded you. But if you're a male, I'm famous. I'll have sex with you too.
So
Hammer.
So a lot of people are speculating it's that. And then there's some people that are also speculating that he was in talks with Facebook. Because apparently Facebook is trying to, since I guess Mixer fucking died, they're like, oh, we're going to throw our hand into the ring now.
Facebook.com/The Dace Man Show. That is where our most successes come in. We do an annual charity event every March. We're friendly people. Draft us. I'm not bringing my personal profile back, though. Okay? Just not going to happen.
Anyway.
I'm sorry. I'm over here whoring myself because apparently that's what you can do.
Yes.
And I have not jumped on that mail train yet. God damn.
So, they're not really sure. Dr. Disrespect basically just said that, they haven't told me why I've been banned.
I saw his last stream because there was video of it on TikTok. I watched TikTok.
Uh-oh.
So I was scrolling through TikTok and it was on there and he gets like a text and he goes, ugh, shit. And then he's quiet and then they jump forward and he goes, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into tonight's stream. And then it just disconnects.
Yep.
So it's weird. I don't know who the guy was, but did they ban Donald Trump's because of the misogyny? Or
I would almost... I don't know. First off, when you sent that to me, I had to fucking Google it because I'm like,
I didn't know he had a Twitch channel.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
I didn't know that was his demographic.
So what? Because I wanted to go. I wanted to find his thing so I could go through his old stuff, being like, what the fuck are you like? What? What?
It's a remix of "Grab 'Em by the Pussy" for 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm like,
freestyle by DMX.
Well, what the fuck is he putting on there? Like, I'm so confused. But I couldn't. Apparently, it's like shut down. Like, you can't even get to his past recordings and shit.
I was probably pop propaganda. He was just popping up. I didn't know he was. So obviously, it's not him doing it because you damn well know he doesn't know Twitch.
I hope to God it was because I think it would be hilarious. But
it was Don Jr. No, it was Eric, and he's like, I'm going to use my dad's name and start a Twitch. I'm Eric Trump.
I'm going to build a wall.
Walls.
It's just a picture of them at the Mexican border putting Lego blocks together to build a wall.
It was a 24-hour stream of Minecraft and then building a wall across the way. And then they dropped the Neither update and went, shit, we got to start again.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was just blown away.
It was them playing Plague Inc. and not being able to eliminate the world.
Exactly. But I was just like, what the fuck? I had no idea. But I don't think his ban was equivalent to all the other bans. Even though they happened roughly around the same time. It might have been all part of the same ban, but they were for clearly, I hope to God, different reasons.
So some gaming news. We'll go back to that after we just got done the Banhammer train. Crash Bandicoot 4. Some details were leaked that there will be over 100 levels in the game, and something that I thought was interesting, and I hope you did research on, because I just saw the word and went, fuck that, microtransactions.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, it's getting to the point now where it's getting a little ridiculous of how many games now
have them?
Are relying on microtransactions. Like, I just don't. Why can't we just pay a $60 game and get everything anymore? Like, at this point, I'll spend the fucking $80. Bump it up $20 just so I get the whole fucking game. I don't have to worry about the microtransactions.
Isn't that kind of what you do? You buy the $60 game and then you pay the $39 or the $29.99 for the season pass or the whatever the fuck it's called.
Well, the microtransactions are not a season pass though.
But is it going to be skins and different characters that you can put into it?
I don't know. Different color. Like, it wouldn't surprise. It literally would not surprise me if the microtransactions or there's 100 boards, but you only have access to 50 of them.
That's true. Because when they did the re-release of the Insane trilogy, you had to pay for an extra board on each one.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that would not surprise me if that literally is how fucking asinine.
Which was not fun because it was really difficult.
Yeah. Because, like, I can easily see them doing that. Because, like, I don't know, like, how many skins can you possibly make of Crash? How many skins can you make of, I guess, the Ooga Booga Mask guy?
Okay, so because of the pandemic, Miss Laren upstairs has played Crash Team Racing to, like, the nth fucking degree.
I like it.
There are hundreds of kart racers and karts and shit like that.
I mean, I can see that in a racing game, though, because you can do a lot of customizations with... Because it's not just...
And all the Spyro characters.
It's not just him, though. Like... You're not, unless they're gonna have multiple characters you can play, which.
Well, that was a part of the release trailer. It did show gameplay where you're Cortez and you are his sister.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're gonna have a ton of characters, then maybe it could be skins. Well, then they're probably gonna have different characters be fucking paid. Like, it gets to a certain point, like, it's irritating because it's already built into the fucking game, but you're gonna make me pay an extra fucking $3 for it. Like, it's.
Especially if they come out with a Crash Bandicoot 5. If you're doing Crash Bandicoot 4 and you're done, yeah, you can keep charging me to bring other new stuff in to keep the game alive.
Yeah.
But if you're doing Crash 4 and you're going to tell me in 2 years you got to Crash 5, I'm going to be mad at you.
Yeah, it's... I
Kind of like
know.
Battlefront. How you got really pissed off about the microtransactions, and now there's just a shitload of content in there that we have not experienced because we were so bitter about the first release that we haven't played back. There's a shit ton of characters in there for free now. Like, EA just fucking caved and went...
Well, that's because everyone ran away from it.
Yeah.
Because they're assholes. And I'm not going to go back and support their shit until the next one comes out.
Until the next EA.
And then I'll play it for a month and get pissed off.
He's talking about Squadrons, which you can get this fall for Star Wars.
Exactly.
But yeah, I guess it's kind of like that. Other stories I had, we keep bouncing back and forth between the political landscape and gaming.
That's right.
Family Guy has made the conscious decision to recast Cleveland Brown, who was voiced originally by a white actor. They will bring in an African-American actor to start voicing him now. Boom.
Boom!
Hello, Peter. And then the last, there's 3 more stories I got. Super Nintendo World Theme Park has been delayed indefinitely for its opening. I believe it's in Japan.
Yeah, that doesn't mean shit. Like, that's just because the Corona thing. Once Corona gets sorted out, it's gonna, like, that... I get it, but it's like, I don't understand why it's a fucking news story. It's just common sense.
And more Corona news. AMC has postponed their openings of their movie theaters, especially since the ones they were going to open were not in the states that have recovered. It was going to be in the South that went and ruined everything for the rest of the country.
That's right.
Which also pushed back Mulan and the Christopher Nolan movie Tenet to late August. They were supposed to be late July. They're now late August. We're hoping the theaters will open then. I wouldn't count on it.
No, absolutely not.
And then the last bit of news I've got for you, and I thought was interesting. I didn't read it. I'm a headline grabber.
God, not this. I know
The
VR.
PSVR is going to have advertisements in the headset itself, and I think it's interesting because all I could think of was Ready Player One.
Yeah, it's.
We're on that path.
God, it was like I looked at the patent that they filed, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god, is this for real right now? Like,
we're on the path to Ready Player One.
Yeah, it's actually painful. It literally is actually painful, because basically they want to take up part of your screen or your vision and just put advertisements. So they basically want to have the border. It's basically like you're on Google or whatever, and you have the fucking banners on the side.
That's dumb.
Yeah, so you're basically going to have advertisements on the side of your screen.
That's heartbreaking, knowing that Iron Man VR is coming out this Friday, and I want to buy it.
I don't think it's in yet. They just put the patent for it.
But what if I really like the game and I want to keep being Iron Man? And
Well,
then
then-
all of a sudden, it's like, oh, go to Burger King.
That's right. But you only see it all from the side. I think it's going to be annoying.
What if there's a villain off to the side?
I know you're not gonna be able to see him.
Exactly. I'm gonna
Right.
die as Iron Man. I can't let Tony Stark down that way.
That's right. I'm
He
so
loves
sorry.
me 3000.
That's right. I'm so sorry. You're gonna be goner. You're gonna be a goner. But yeah, it's. I have a feeling it probably will go down more like the Player Ready one at some point.
Yeah.
To where they're like visual pop-ins, but I don't. It's going. I don't know if VR it's going to be a real test, basically, when the PS5 comes out.
Ready Player One.
Whether or not
Time out.
VR actually starts.
That VR shit better be compatible with the PS5.
It is.
Good.
They've already said that.
Good.
I
would be really pissed off if it was.
But the question is whether or not VR actually sort of, like, it was pretty big back then when it first came out, and then it really died off, because not many games actually...
I want Vader Immortal. I was stupid. I bought PSVR, and Vader Immortal wasn't on it. It's on the Oculus only.
Yeah.
I missed out. I wanted to be Darth Vader, and I fucked up. But apparently it's coming to PSVR at one point.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. It's kind of painful, actually, because, like, I don't know if it's going to take off or if it's not. I think it's got a lot of work is the problem. And the fact that they're already trying to monetize it is kind of disheartening.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Well, that kind of wraps up our show. I wanted to make a note that we were going to bring back the douchebag of the week every week. But, of course, when we did our first douchebag in the Forever, we got a copyright claim. The first time in the 8 years we've used that fucking theme and we got a copyright claim.
Yeah, I know. I saw that and I'm like, what the fuck?
What have we become?
I know!
So what we're going to do is we're gonna revamp that music. We gave you 2 last week. This week, I can't even think of anyone who was like a super douchebag. Unless it's Dr. Death, or whatever the fuck his name was.
Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Death was a wrestler.
The problem is you can't yell at him right now because you don't really know why he was banned.
Yeah, but it could come up next week.
It could come up next week, that's right.
And hopefully we'll have a new theme by then. I gotta get my shit together. We gotta fix Nightbot. Thankfully, he's here tonight, so I can talk to him after we get done the stream.
And I can keep drinking?
Yeah, and I got my computer down here to fix some of this bullshit. But yeah, we promised you douchebag of the week coming back, and of course the second week back we're not going to have one. But you got 2 the first week.
That's right.
2 the first week.
Lucky you.
So yeah.
Woohoo!
Anyway, that's all we've got tonight. We slid into 9 o'clock very smoothly, I think. Back and forth was good. You spent a half hour on Star Wars.
It's irritating that I don't have that clock over there to tell me the time.
I gotta get a new one. I just randomly died.
I know, man.
I mean, I got the little one right there, but it's hard to look down at.
I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting that's there.
But what do you got to plug, Gibbous?
Please email me at daceshow@gmail.com. Anything, everything, I'll take care of it. Got you.
That noise was him screenshotting it and send it to someone who could.
Right. As you probably have noticed the past couple days, I mean, I've pretty much been streaming Minecraft's. He's been on a couple of them.
But trust me, his gameplay is much better than mine.
Except for last night when I was just mining because fucking Frank told me, oh, just build a ton. Fucking Frank. So me and Dan, I guess, were playing last night, and sorry for that boring content as we were just talking about WoW the entire time.
You got a follower. How boring could it be?
I got a follower, it's right. I had a couple people actually watch me. Of course, it was after fucking 12. Come on, people. You're lucky I was still up. I know we're going to be building an iron farm. Well, Dan's going to try. I'm trying to help him farm some materials for it. I'm going to be building a villager breeder and a trading post. And we're probably going to do some more work in the nether. But, yeah, keep coming back. We'll probably be playing most this week, to be honest. And then, I think tomorrow's Jared.
Yep. Jerry Games will take over twitch.tv/DaceMan and Friends. He usually jumps on about 7:30, so make sure you get in early to catch him. He's been playing... I think he might be playing Pokemon, because the expansion pack comes out tomorrow. The new Isle of Armor.
Yeah, and I'll probably stream Minecraft when he's done, because he's usually done by like 10 or 10:30.
Yep. And then Thursday, I'm sure he'll be back on. I don't know if you're going to get Minecraft, Apex, Dota. I don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Minecraft for the time being, unless we jump back to Apex for a day.
Which we're going to have to, because we got to finish the Battle Pass at some point.
I keep trying, but it's just, it's a little pain. The only thing that really sucks now is I'm not getting the treasure packs.
Yeah.
So that I'm pretty much screwed at this point.
So you could do the AC catch-up.
I could do it if I wanted to, but yeah, I don't know what the hell we're going to do there. I mean, I know me and Frank are pretty high though, so I'm like, even though I can afford not to play for a week and I'll still be fine.
I'm like 80 or 90.
I was gonna say, so you're up there too. I think I'm like 80 or 70 or 80, but there's still plenty of weeks left. Yeah. Plenty of weeks.
So I will return probably streaming where you see my pretty face the following Thursday. I'm really waiting for Paper Mario: The Origami King. I will stream the shit out of that. Love Paper Mario. If you want a game that's a playthrough, straight through story, A to Z, I'm your guy. You want something that requires skill, you will see his face. If it doesn't require skill, you will see my face. So that's pretty much all we got. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/DaceManShow, where all the updates usually take place. It's been slipping a little bit since I haven't been on my own personal account, and I keep forgetting to go through the page manager. YouTube.com/DaceManShow for all the replays of the Dace Man Show. I'm going to start exporting the Minecraft stuff over. Do you think it's worth it? You said why the fuck not?
Why in the hell not? We got it. Might as well.
Twitter is at the Dace Man Show, where we tweet occasionally, usually retweeting what I tweet. So you can follow me at the Dace Man, one of the few social media accounts I still have open. And then we have an Instagram at the Dace Man Show. So thank you guys for tuning in as per usual. And as per usual, not breaking tradition, I did not open the DJ mixer to put in our outro.
Always.
Why the hell would I have that ready?
That's right.
Anyway, so for the few.
Where are my chickens?
For the proud. For the taste-tacular. Thank you guys for tuning in.